Greetings, my Dragonborn, Dragonborn, Dragon King. This is Dragonite, Dragonborn, Dragon Sage. I think get the memo. And as always, if you like what I said, don't forget to burn that like button, and the subscribe button to join the family. Dragonite, Dragonborn, Dragon King, like, comment, share, definitely ring that bell. And I think you already kind of know about the short that I'm giving out here for basically of Nioh 1. Basically an 8 out of 10. So that way you kind of already know. But just in general, this is like my actual full-on review of the game. Now, I already did a Let's Play of this some time ago, which I'll definitely link that in the description below, and my own thoughts and opinions about this. And as far as I'm aware of the story, set during the fictional version of the year of 1600, the plot follows the journey of William Adams, an Irish sailor named after the historical William Adams, and an Englishman who became a samurai. Adams pursued a sorcerer, Edward Kelly, into the final battle of Sengoku period during Tokugawa Ieyasu's efforts to unify Japan. And I already have done a full, basically a video of like the whole entire, series of that. And I apologize if I butchered anything of that nature or anything of that, style. Because for my Japan or Japanese audience, again, I do apologize if I butchered all that. And yes, and during the time when I was doing the recording, I was using Filmora, I think it was called Filmora 15, 16. It's just where I forget the last time I actually used Filmora, which you probably end up seeing like right there, and I did mention at least in my Let's Play of this game. But yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know what's kind of going on with it. I don't know if it's just some sort of bug, and Filmora just dropped the ball from there on. And of course, in this game as well, you probably end up noticing a lot of the yokai basics. Now again, I can't really compare or say all of the names, and so on and so forth. And of course, a new twist, I think we all kind of know about guardian spirits in this game, which is definitely, in my opinion, really cool, and at least something there. And of course, it is a Souls-like game that has been basically in the works for some time, because I figured they were kind of, well, at least from what I understand, they were kind of working on at least something of the degree of how they want to make Nioh. But then, after a lot of debatement and I guess a lot of other stuff that probably had behind the scenes, they kind of settled down for like a Souls-like, which is basically a Souls-like is just inspired by Souls, aka FromSoft, and now they're into more of the other style of mostly just trying it out, but kind of keep it to their own taste of what a Souls-like is. So, and in my personal opinion, I think it's still a good game, no matter what. Even I have my own struggles and my own doubts and whatever the case is. Even sometimes there's just a little bit plot holes, which I'm going ahead and mentioning right here. Sorry for spoilers for the DLC moving forward. You already know if you watch my full playthrough. It's about Maria. She doesn't get mentioned right after you beat the DLC. It's just one of those plot holes I wish Team Ninja would have fixed, because it would have been nice, and they don't mention it about a little bit later down the road. Now, of course, basically like any other Souls-like games that you probably end up picking up, it's just like how any other game will be. You can make your build depending on what your playstyle is, and you can work around that. And, of course, since I was playing and doing a overall, in general, of a full-on Dragon Samurai run, which I actually definitely did. Now, there's a difference between, at least, the only difference I kind of noticed, at least in my personal opinion, that I have noticed myself, in general, once you acquire your boons or acquire your DLC, in the PS4 edition, because that's where I actually played Nioh and Platinumed, it's just a little bit different, because you get definitely like a gold Nioh, silver Nioh, and some other ones. But in this one, you get just like the Steam helmet, and that's just it. Which was kind of like, really? But anyways. And of course, the boss fights, definitely a little bit challenging. definitely really good. Now, of course, I did this on the way of the strong, which is just New Game Plus. And moving forward, in general, I'll probably like do like some Let's Plays. But anyways, but like I said in my review, I mean not my review, my Let's Play, that basically New Game is just the way of the samurai. I think we all kind of know that, but the way of strong is like New Game, yeah, New Game Plus, but like New Game Plus 1, 2, possibly 3, just depending on the level. And then you go Way of the Demon, which is like New Game Plus 4 and 5, and I believe 6, and I think it goes by 2, but I always just say that. But the highest that you can go up to is the Way of the Nioh, which is like the New Game Plus 7 or New Game Plus 8, which is I think most Souls-like games will probably end up mentioning. So, and my personal opinion, I think, like I said, it depends on what your playstyle goes with this game and how much that you kind of play as. Now, the level design is a little bit unique, but also very, in my personal opinion, and it's just the player, and I see what happened, why they kind of did that too. It's just very, of course, myself, I always get lost because it's my fault. Not the game's fault, my fault. So, and of course, William makes his own allies and continue on. And spoilers again, he finds himself out that he is basically a Kelly clone. Basically, the Hollow Man that never dies. It's like a snake always shedding his scales. So I think that's just like always like a rinse and repeat of Kelly. I wish that they fixed put in a little bit more like, in my opinion, more of the lore base, of like how did this Kelly clone went rogue. That was like a little bit more of like a plot thread that just felt like was, at least in my opinion, not really expanded upon. But I guess they left it up to interpretation like any like other Souls like. Now again, this game wasn't originally released in 2017, but you can definitely get the remake that is just basically, like the redo. Now, I have not played the remake, but as far as I understand, that's like the Nioh collection of 1 and 2, but combine two games into one, or I don't know. I don't know how that goes, so I apologize for that. And of course, after every game, after you beating the stage or beating a boss, you can at least teleport out and give you like rewards, which was neat. And by the way, sorry, but here is a sponsor segment of today's video, so hopefully you enjoy that. So here is W's segment right about now. Today's video is sponsored by W. Thank you to W for sponsoring today's video. As usual, use my code in link description below, which you get at least 10% off. And again, thanks to W for sponsoring today's video. As always, I hope you enjoy. And depending on your high difficulty or lower difficulty, it depends, because there is just straight divine that you can at least make by going to your blacksmith. All you gotta do is at least beat the game on the first on your first go. But other than that, you should be alright to make divine. But like I said, there is a problem with that too. It's just because if you need one divine, let's say you have a Odachi that's like divine plus 10, for example. You need a exact same level or one higher than that. Which was annoying to me, is because, like I said, it is still like a growing pain of like, oh hey, why should this be this level high, but yet then, or exact same amount, and just try something new. And I get it, they were trying to test the waters, and that's completely fine. It's just still like a nitpick that I had with it. Because if I play like Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 3, all I just need is like at least like 12 Titanite, scales or something like that in one slap, and boom, call it a day. But I get it too. They were testing the waters. And of course, even with all these flaws and stuff about Nioh, I can say for myself, it's still, at least in general, a good game. It's not like a terrible game. I think they did it really well. But the only ones I can definitely have my own little bit gripe about, at least the trophies, because I did have it on my PSN, which, again, I already planned this game thanks to Draco the Dragon. All you need to do is find all spas, find all Kodamas, and do every single mission, and the damn Twilight missions. I hated that thing. Now, again, for Nioh 2's credit, which I have said in my review, I keep saying review, in my Let's Play, I have been saying mostly in general of, hey, at least in Nioh 2, you can just do one Twilight mission, don't have to worry about them. But in this one, it's like on rotation, you gotta do it all. So you have to sit there for a bit, for whatever time it gets, then goes, okay, here you go. So that way you can at least, nail it down. Or wherever the case is, so that we get the, Samurai of Legend, which counts as for all Twilight missions. Those are my 3, at least in my opinion, trophies that I wish that at least they can, had like the Nioh 2 type, do one, just one Twilight mission, and call it a day after that. But that's just my gripes and my nitpicks about that. It's just because I just don't see why, just in general, like why they just had to do that. And I guess, just to make the game, at least for a lot bit more meat on the bones, I guess the best way of saying it. But other than that, it's still good. But you're going to probably have to run a little bit more harder difficulty, even at least on the way of the demon. I think that's where you have to at least literally get your build down to at least close to a T. Now, I did do at least at least in my personal opinion, a good thing about Nioh. At least when at first it kind of guides you like where, but I believe it's like you can go to any main story mission the way of you choosing, or they have to, or unless you do. I don't quite remember because I kind of already went through this game, probably like 5 times, just to get all the way to the way of the Nioh and do this let's play. And soon, very soon, probably sometime after, I definitely do my Nioh 1 Dragon Ninja Run, which honestly, the DLCs, I actually did like them. But I can tell you what, when it comes to Jin Hayabusa, he will kick your ass because he will tell you who's a real Dragon Ninja Master. I raged so much. Even with all my builds and all my strategies were the case, somehow, and that's my gripe about this game too, somehow it just feels like it's always against me. Like, the stacks is way harder, even on new game, at times. Like Jin, for example. He will literally punish you and make you eat that humble pie so fast. Now, if you want to get that set, then that is a better way of getting that entire set, and only how you go with it. And of course, I already did like shorts about that, at least in my personal opinion. Like I did my shorts of review of this one right here, as you probably end up seeing, like an entire thing going on. But like I said, I think overall, it's still like a good, fantastic game in general. And how much, how they built on this fictional, but spin it. Even though I wish they kind of fixed or wonder why. Okay, here's some spoilers. You'll see, William in Nioh 2, but somehow they don't tell you how. So I guess it's up to speculation, but it also leads up to a plot hole or wherever the case is. So it's just like, I wish you like some of this stuff can be at least explained a little bit more. So yeah, and even like I said, just I wish there was like some other. I didn't mention about that black hole when I was doing like the let's play of this, so I do apologize about that. Now, of course, in the first DLC, which is Dragon of the North, you will end up getting 2 guardian spirits. And I'm going ahead and say this. I just wish that they probably. I don't quite remember how well it was in the second Nioh, but I do know at least in the first Nioh, once you level up your guardian spirit bond, it's just there. I don't know, and also like I said, I did make a gripe about this as well. But somehow like the guardian spirits gauge is like way too damn low. Now of course you can collect them all as much as you want, which you had to do some side questing. And the Nioh and the ninjutsu one is still pretty good for at least most builds, depending on where you go. And from there, moving forward. But yeah, as far as I can end up saying here for myself, I definitely give Nioh my dragon rating of honor it. But I have, at least in my personal opinion, did enjoy at least most of this game. And yeah, even I think the graphics is still okay-ish. At least still like that good wine. But as always, my Dragon Knight Dragonborn drinking. I hope you liked what you saw. And if you did, don't forget to burn that like button, hit that subscribe button to join the family. Dragon Knight Dragonborn drinking. Like, comment, share, definitely ring that bell. And join the Discord, which is, as always, in the link description below. And for a good, perfect holiday gift, I'll definitely say try to get the remastered, because I think you may have a little bit more better time than the original. But again, that's just my personal opinion. As always, this is Dragon Knight, Dragonborn, Dragon Sage, signing out. Hopefully you have a good one. And as always, farewell for now.